Hey everybody, it's me again. Sorry I looked like poop because I had a show last night and I just wasn't in the mood to like completely get out because I have to get ready for work in a little while, so I want to get ready for that later. So I look like a zombie right now, but yeah, I apologize. Anyway, today I'm going to give you my afterthoughts experience on DragCon 2016 since I did it last year, and apparently my video helped quite a few people get an idea of what they're expecting for this year. I already did a first part with my friends the night of Saturday, which is the first night. We kind of all go into detail about what went on that day. And before I say anything, I do want to say that it was a fun, positive experience. I had a good time. I don't regret going at all. As far as me being a VIP member, I'm not sure if that was worth it, but I'll get into that in my part. So yeah, like even though we touch a lot of negative parts, it's just because there's a few things that they could have made better, and it was almost kind of obvious that they could have made it better, and only because we went last year. So that's the only reason why we were comparing it. But overall, it was still good. It was still fun, and for anybody who came up to me that recognized me from YouTube, it really meant a lot to me that you came up to me, because for me, like, I'm really awkward, so I would never have been able to do that to someone. So thank you for not being too shy around me and saying hi to me, and it made me feel really special. Basically, everyone who came up and stopped to me, it really meant a lot to me, so thank you so much. And I have something maybe I'll mention later on about that. And so I'm going to let you guys watch the first part, which is me and my three friends the night of day one. And it's really funny because the way it's set up, it kind of looks like we're about to film a porno because we're all in the bed. So we were laughing the whole time because it looked really suspect. So I'll let you guys watch that now.
Hi, I'm Katana Ray, and this is LFM.
And this is Miss Charm Moore.
And this is Helen Hills.
And you're watching
BoyWithBrushes.
1, 2, 3. Hi! So we we actually went to DragCon day one today, so we're going to talk about what happened, our experiences, because we all kind of had our individual time to do our own thing. But yeah, so let's start. General, just as a whole, what did you think of it? Oh, keep in mind, us three went to last year, so we're comparing it to that.
And then this is her first year.
And so her first year. So we have a returning opinion and we have a new opinion.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, like the first day, it was bigger. It was more spacious, and definitely the vendors had a lot more to offer. As far as like I don't think it was as organized day one, as far as like the panels and the schedules were off a little bit. Some of them were on, but they were off. But that's
like end of the day, like, did you enjoy it? Was it fun? And
end of the day, other than my
worth the
feet,
money.
It was worth the money.
How about you, Al? Returner.
I'd have to agree with John on most of what he said, but it definitely was worth $50.
And Charm, your first time going, how did you like it?
It was horrible. I will never return. This is the last DragCon I'm going to. No, I'm kidding. It was a wonderful experience. It was actually pretty fucking amazing. You meet so many different people, and it's a really open, kind environment. Except for those bitches that charge me.
Oh God.
Okay,
except for those cutters.
Yeah.
But it was great spending time with my Eve sisters. It was a good day.
I don't want to say I was like pessimistic or tainted because I was comparing it to last year, but I just when something's bigger and improved, you assume it's going to be better, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So when we went, I'm like, oh, I know it's going to be crowded. I know it's going to be top 3 of season 8 are going to be busy as fuck and all that stuff. And the vendors were definitely improved. Like, there's totally enough space for shopping and all that stuff. But as far as the meet and greets and the autograph signings, I think, in my personal opinion, it was like a clusterfuck. Like, I didn't know what the hell was going on. It was almost, I would say, worse than last year.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know, it's because I was just too lazy to wait in line for everybody that I'm just like, I don't feel like doing that. Because I do know people who met, like, at least 25 queens today. And I met, like, 4.
But did they have, like, VIP passes?
Some of them did, but a lot of them were, but still, even so, with me VIP, comparison to having a regular pass last year and having VIP this year, what I thought would be an improvement, but it wasn't. But, and just generally speaking, I just think that today at least, day one, autograph signing booths were like unused except for like 3 booths. As far as I saw, did you guys see anyone else be using those?
It felt empty.
Like,
They,
you know,
they didn't. It didn't seem like they spread them out. It seemed like they were either in one corner or another corner.
right side where like the Blue Ranger was, and then there was someone else I didn't know who it was, but it was just the 3 people, and there was like like a dozen or so rows of people that could have been there, and no one was being used.
And the problem with that too is that like because those people were charging like insane amounts, which he'll get into.
Yeah.
And it just looked empty, and so it didn't even look like anybody would walk.
Yeah, like no
over
one was
there.
walking over there because no one thought it was being used. And then also in like the north wall or whatever, there was Michelle Visage was there all day, basically from 10 to 6. She was only not there for the panel, but she was there all day off and on because all the meet and greets were like in the middle of the back, where season 8 and 7 queens were just kind of clustered together at their own booths. How did you say first time going? Like, what was your experience as far as like, did you meet people you wanted to meet and that stuff?
It was actually really easy to meet a lot of people. It wasn't difficult to just say, hey, can I get a picture or can I get a head rub?
Which head?
But it was really easy to access different queens and vendors just in general. But I think the most upsetting part of this trip was waiting 2 hours to meet Kimchi, and by the time we got like 5 steps away from the booth,
She was gone.
she was
had a
already
panel.
gone to go do other activities that she's supposed to do.
Yeah, she had a panel to do that hour, right?
But
Yeah.
I still got to meet some incredible people aside from that.
Kimchi was there, and Naomi had left.
Yeah, so it was switch.
And so we were like, oh no, we don't get 2 for 1. And it was the guy in front of us that was really like, he wanted to meet Naomi because he had a Naomi shirt. And then when we got close, we were like, that's fine as long as Kimchi's there. And then Kimchi left, and we were like, oh, fuck. Don't meet your heroes.
Well, it's because, with us, I think we met so many people easily last year that I'm like, I thought it was like doing the most just to meet someone.
Yeah.
And almost everyone was like, not almost everyone, but like a lot of people were charging, which they weren't last year, which was like surprising.
Oh, they were charging for merchandise. And
Well,
then
some of them
get
were charging
something.
for a picture and an autograph. Like Taryn Brown was charging $5 for an autograph,
Really?
but she'll give you a pin.
Like a button pin?
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, she was selling merchandise.
But that's the whole thing. Like, okay, like I know like all these people have either they're sponsored by a booth, or they have their own booth, or they all have their own merchandise to sell, and that's like their meet and greet area. But that's clogging the traffic of people going through the convention, whereas like they had the whole entire autograph booth to use. They could have easily gone through all of season 8, just rotated them out the whole day.
Yeah.
So if you miss them, just come back. Miss them, come back. Like, just as much chance of seeing them at a booth before they walk away to a panel. You know.
And it wasn't like it was out on any of them because they all got to do all their good stuff that are.
And the staff didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Not that I expect everyone to know every little detail, but I'm just like, there should have been like a person in charge of a certain area. Yeah, when it came down to like Raven and Jujubes, it was like, we were there because the program said that she was going to be there, so we all lined up there. So I don't even know they were planning on putting her there, but I think that so many people lined up, they're like, oh, we got to put them over there because people are there.
And then they ended up switching us one line anyway.
Yeah. Which made no difference.
Yeah. Not
It
to-
made no difference.
Not to knock anybody, they just seemed clueless. The staff.
Yeah, it was a lot of young people. I mean, but they were all nice. Like, everyone was
nice.
nice. But I just feel like everyone was so on their game last year about
Yeah.
it. Because they can sell their merchandise at their autograph booth.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I'm like, you can sell it. It's like an easy selling point. You can be like, oh, buy something, I'll sign it.
I think what was frustrating was, like, on the ends of the autograph booths, like, they had up at the very front where they were at these little itty-bitty signs that said, oh,
you have to buy
autograph
something.
$40, or you have to buy something, and not posted out on the signs out in front like they were last year. Like,
Yeah.
we knew who was
Yeah.
going to be at what times.
Yeah.
And then they told you to follow that app, and that app is just like...
It wasn't even following
It was a
that.
clusterfuck. It
Yeah.
was not even...
I mean, if you're gonna wait an hour and a half for someone, and like what if they didn't buy something? Like oh, sorry, you didn't buy anything. Go. Like,
And realized you
Yeah.
had to shell out $20, $40 just to meet them.
yeah.
Certain queens made you pay $40 to meet them.
Mm.
I get it. Certain things, like my experience with Debbie Gibson, like paying for her stuff. I mean, the queens that are barely in and they want to charge you $100 to experience
The con is cheap. It's compared to a lot of conventions, $50 for 2 days in LA is not that bad. But you know, people are flying from across the country, from other countries. I met people from Spain, Puerto Rico, London, these places, and then you know they're obviously going to get the VIP ultimate package because they're going to spend that much money already. Might as well just go all the way. They're waiting just as long as all of us, and it's just like they should have some kind of thing. Whereas like I wanted to skip the lines and meet more people this year, thinking that I'll get a VIP pass, I'll just cut through the VIP line like they did last year, and I saved probably like 20 extra minutes. Like last year it was like there'd be a big long line, 2 people VIP, but it was the first year, so people probably didn't think they'd need it. I don't know. Like if I didn't already have my $50 free admission to get my VIP thing, I probably wouldn't have gotten it. In hindsight, if I could go back.
Not for nothing, but like even in the Raven and Jujubee line, like they were alternating VIP and regular people. It's not like VIP got you. I know, but you could in the same amount of time for the people that were there.
Because last year there was more people in general admission than were at VIP. So if anyone walked up in a VIP, they can cut the whole entire line and just walk up. But if there's 20 people in VIP and 20 people in general admission, it's going to be the same exact wait time. So, but in that respect, I understand. I just don't see how efficient it was to have meet and greets at booths that were just so...
It was clueless because you didn't know where to begin the line, whether, this is for somebody, this is for somebody, and that's where it made it easy for people to cut other people.
Yeah, last year they had, on every autograph booth that's on the map, they had a list of who's going to be there at what time, so you knew to come back.
Yeah.
There was no...
And that's the thing, the signs were all blank.
They
could have easily had somebody write on the Sharpie.
And last year they had a program that said the times on there also.
You know what was missing this year that I liked last year was all the photo ops. Like they had the photo op opportunities that you went and paid
HD
for.
Photo, yeah.
Exactly. They didn't have that this year. The only one that seemed like they had HD photos were RuPaul and then Naomi and Kimchi.
Because they had like those photo shoot setups already.
The photo shoot setups already. But I liked being able to purchase I didn't get to do mine last year, but you know I liked being able to purchase that and you know be able to go take a nice photo with you know Bianca Del Rio kind of thing.
Who wasn't there this year?
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, like say if they kept the same layout from last year, but then took, you know how they opened up all the back room, just made it so like, the vendors get more space, and then just fill up that extra space with just autograph booths, it would have been fine. They had so much dead space of nothing that was not being used that they could have used that as a gap space between autographs and the vendors, because the vendors were being collided with, and it's just like...
In my fantasy layout, they should have put Season 8 in the back. That entire U shape should have been Michelle Visage in Season 8.
Yeah.
That side one that led out into the side should have been like the ones that everybody loves, so that just in case they need to go outdoors.
Yeah.
And to keep them out there. And then those other side ones near the vendors should have been like the guest celebrities.
Yeah.
And that way, because those lines are never too long, and plus it gives vendors open space. And then anybody with like booths of their own, drag queens with theirs, should have been on like the other side.
Yeah.
Like it should have been laid out so that openly you knew where to go for what queen.
The fact that the one thing I didn't like too, I mean, it's cool if you're a fan of both, but how they were doing the double meet and greets, like say Raven and Jujubee, and Naomi and Kimchi. Like, what if you didn't want to meet Naomi? But if all those fans of Naomi and Kimchi together,
and then separating them,
have a booth of Kimchi and Naomi, and like if you want to meet both of them, you wait in line.
Or there'd be a time where they'd be both together, but then separate again.
Yeah, like they should have the top 3 separated out, so anyone who wants to see the top 3 would be able to see them all in, like consecutively. Like, I mean, I love Jujubee, but I didn't really get much out of her. I mean, like, she was drunk, so I can be like, oh yeah, like I'm glad. Like, if I wasn't first in line, I would have been like, that's what I waited for. Like, you know.
Which would have been. Oh, well then, see, I felt the opposite. I got more from Jujubee than.
Well, I don't know, they were both kind of drunk. I was focusing more on Raven though, so I gave her that. Like, I was more like Raven. You know, like... And
then where I was more focused towards Jujubee, like...
I just feel like my spot meeting Jujubee could have been, like, well-deserved to someone who loves Jujubee more than I do, you know? I would have been like, you can meet Jujubee while I talk to Raven. You know, like, that kind of thing. But I know that Jujubee is a brand.
But the staff member, once he realized we were a crew, he would have let us...
He would have let us
meet us all together, like 3 of us, and then we could have really milked our time.
Yeah. Well,
but certain queens go together, like Katya and Trixie, Jujubee, Raven.
So, like, those things that go together, like, they're so popular that they're going to have double the No. Double the fun. Demand.
Yeah.
So, like, you're going to have double the line, double the this. Oh, well, they can have their own merch booth together and then do their autographs separately. People would still line up at the booth just to say hi. The Queens, it would have been even more beneficial because when we saw everyone having an autograph booth and everyone was more distributed or whatever, it was like, oh, like, the line's short here. And it was, you know, like, there's, oh, Tatiana's right there. Oh, Morgan's right next to us. Oh, Michelle's right next to us. Like, there's, like, they'll make you want to go and, you know, spend more money, you know, even in that.
But it's spread out far enough where you don't have to. It's like instead of combining people, it was spread out. So
Yeah.
Then the lines wouldn't be as crazy.
Yeah.
Because it would be all spread out.
And then if people knew who was when, they'd be like, oh, I'll just come back when I really want to meet this person. And it's just like what happened with Manila. Like, we knew to go back to see Manila last year and wait in line, and then Raja was there, and you know, and then some people were there, and like there was short lines. There was just, you think, oh, I'll meet this person because it's a short line, but
it's like showtimes at a theme park.
Yeah, if
so
I
know
didn't,
what you want to do.
like, say if it was somewhere like, oh, like, well, someone famous is over like in the back where like Michelle was, and then someone who's not so famous that I would like to meet anyway was over in like the West Wing or whatever. Like, I'd be confused, and they had like these monitors that had like, oh, now signing this person, and they weren't even there. Just things like that. Like, there was a lot of positive things, but those are the things that just stood out where I'm just like, they can still fix it by tomorrow though.
Yeah.
So we never know. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I know it's like a crazy ass.
Because last year, the same kind of thing happened. Like, the first day, it was a little bit of chaos.
Yeah.
The next day, even though we were more subdued and more, like, into it about where to go and what to do, it seemed like they kind of
Got
made
the
the
hang of
flow
it,
better,
yeah.
too.
I think that Meet the Queens experience, like right at the back, I think that detracts that and the season 8 top 3. That's all, like all those lines are conjoining in that back panel of autographs. I know, like where Layla was and Derek Barry.
Like,
you didn't even want to go back there because it was like you get in time with that.
Yeah, it was just congested.
Get stuck.
Exactly.
So bad.
I saw everyone last year. I saw Violet, saw Pearl, Fame. Even if I didn't meet them, I still saw them.
Yeah.
I didn't see RuPaul today.
Yeah.
Did you see RuPaul? I saw him
No.
like 3 times last year, just
Exactly.
walking around. And then,
You heard the screams.
yeah. End of the day, overall, it was a good experience. It was a good layout. It was like well designed, and it was free flowing. Like, I didn't get caught up in the traffic of the vendors, and I'm just being like really anal about it because of how good it was last year. That it could have been a lot better. That they can change, like they can make these changes. It's not like, oh well, it was shitty just because I said so. Like,
I will say one thing that was really cool this year that I saw, and which kind of helped people.
I'm not even in the frame. I was all like talking with my head out of the frame.
And people really showed their ass. Like, there was more drag queens.
Literally, there were people in their ass showing.
Yeah, there were people in costumes, there was cosplayers, there was people who were dressed up for the con. Like, more of the fans were actually getting more, like, praise for coming out and showing
Which
them.
made my experience more fun because I got stopped to take photographs and.
People are just generally just nicer there. Like, I never start random conversations with strangers. I can't be bothered to. I'm just like, don't talk to me. But at like DragCon, something about it's just like, I'll just talk to the stranger sitting in. Because when you're standing in line with someone for an hour or half an hour, you're just like, I feel like talking about something. You know, just talking.
Yeah, we made
And
great friends.
like, I met people from Australia. I met people from Britain. You know, there's people comment each other and what they're wearing, and but tell them about the cutters.
Okay.
Because this didn't happen last year.
Yeah. We were waiting in line for Kimchi and for Naomi Smalls for at least the minimum of 2 hours.
Someone's causing
It was
broken.
2.5 hours.
And we had gotten up to the box area, and we were already disappointed enough in the fact that Kimchi wasn't there. So then Bob and Thorgy came back from lunch, and they were doing like this little like, yes, voguing. Everybody was cheering them on. We turned back around, and a friend of ours and there's these 2 little fuckers, one little glitter beard piece of shit, and this other little Mo co-signing with him. And they were like, no, queens, we were here first. Oh, she don't even glue her lace front down. I don't have time for that. I'm too beautiful for this. That's why I'm on this line. I'm beautiful. You're just atypical assholes. And we tried to actually get the attention of the people that were there for the booth. Like, they were like, oh, you're already here, you know, you're going to get to meet them, blah, blah, which wasn't the point. It was just very disappointing to know that there's people out there that do that.
And it's funny because you said the glitter beard, but there was like tons of glitter beards. So I can't be like, oh, that one. So I'm just like, really? Like, if someone said that to me, I would have been like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, don't bring that negativity up in here. And I would be like I would tell like Kimchi or Naomi, like, those people are fucking assholes. Just letting. I would spend my like minute time to be like, those people cut us, and they didn't say anything about it. Because I would want someone to tell me that. If someone was to meet me, you know, and they're an asshole to someone who wanted to meet me, I don't want you to think that's cool to do for me. You know, I don't. No, you're not fierce. I don't
And
care.
how did they act as soon as they were done with theirs?
Oh, they did a complete 180. Oh, like, have fun taking your picture with them. Like, we didn't let you cut us, nor did we want you
Well,
to.
could have caused drama if like y'all weren't like cool-headed and.
I was sober, that's why. We were exhausted from waiting for that long, but we just wanted our experience with the queens that we waited to meet to be pleasant. So we just brushed that shit off as best as we could and let them do what they wanted to do. There was more positive than there was negative. The only biggest negative I had are my toes. That's the worst thing that's happened today.
Yeah, well, I mean, I knew that was coming. I mean, my shoes ripped, apparently, without me knowing, but I'm going to wear the worst shoes tomorrow morning.
But if you do want to wear shoes,
Bring backup shoes.
bring flats of
For
some
the
sort.
lines.
I know, I mean, people might read you for it, but it's like, I'd rather have flat
You'll never
shoes.
see them again.
I'd rather have
No.
flat shoes than a broken ankle or, you know, fucked up feet, but I'm
I
still going
would-
to wear pumps tomorrow.
I would say 60 to 80% of the queens, which is a high number that you're wanting to meet, are probably in flats.
We're not even wearing shoes. Raven ran up. She had her shoes in hand. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, that's the end of day one, hopefully. But I think we'll even go on with a different mindset, expecting it to be bad. So we might think it actually is better with that in mind. At least I am. I'm pessimistic like that. So I need to do that. I'm basically just be wandering around buying stuff tomorrow. So
I have one person I want to see.
I don't know if I think I saw everyone I wanted to meet.
I met who I wanted to meet today.
I would like to
Last year
meet.
with Raven.
I would like to meet the people from Little Women of LA. I love that show, but and they were filming when we were leaving.
Yeah.
That was crazy. But I was like, beat her ass, Christy. Oh, and we're gonna be on Reddit also.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
on Reddit.
The Faces of DragCon, so I don't know when that's gonna go up. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow and see what part 2 is like, and hopefully it is better. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.